I can remember back in my childhood listening to the Minnesota Twins on WHO radio.
By the time I could read or write, I was keeping a scorebook in a dugout.
Baseball is so much the element of something you have to do individually, and yet what you do impacts the whole team.
The bearer of the most classic moments in sports history is a baseball field. For over 100 years, America's favorite pastime has remained constant. And one thing that keeps bats swinging, gloves popping, and fans cheering is the field on which the game is played. Based on heart and dedication, the baseball program at Pella Christian High continues to survive, despite the lack of funds to build a field for over 30 years.
Two years after I started involved as a varsity coach, we were fortunate enough to go to the state tournament, and that sold a lot of the high school kids on the importance of baseball, and they said, hey, you know, we can go to the state tournament in baseball and experience what these kids did. So that kind of turned the whole program around, because then kids wanted to be on the team.
The baseball tradition built in the 1980s led to success during the magical and unforgettable summer of 1994.
Well, without a doubt, that day has to be the day we won the state championship in 1994. I was a junior.
The state title. Will Gavin have anything to say about it? A check of the runner at second, the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. The state title goes back to Pella with the Eagles. They are the state champions. And the pylon begins in front of the pitcher's
The whole
mound.
summer of '94 was one of my best summers ever.
They hoist the trophy up overhead, gathering as one in front of the PC dugout. The Eagles, 9-8 winners. They are the 1994 state champions. The decade of the 90s, truly kind to Pella Christian.
Although successful, the baseball program never had the chance to embrace a home field.
One of the deficiencies, if we can call it that, of our current campus is we are so landlocked. We're currently on 8 acres. We've got a school and parking on 8 acres, and the only outside athletic facilities we have are a softball field and a small green space which serves as our football practice fields.
Well, it was a distinct disadvantage, because I think if you're going to communicate passion, not only are you talking about the passion in regard to the game itself, but I think you're talking about the field as well. And I think you know, if you take a lot of pride in the particular field and the way it's groomed and all of that kind of thing, I think it's just another dimension to the program. In all the years here at Pella Christian, we've never had that.
I think the biggest challenge is, when can we be on the field and which field are we on?
Not having a field that we could call our own meant that our practice schedules were altered because there were other people that were using those same fields. Our ability to practice in preparation for the season, in most years, probably it took us a longer time to hit our stride.
When we had to go out there and warm up after an inning was over, we'd have to rush because the sun was going down.
You know, we played on a college baseball field, and that, as a high school kid, that's not as much fun because you got the deeper fences and, you know, you don't have any lights.
College team plays till about a week before our first game, so we take our first ground balls and fly balls 4 days before our first games.
It's been an attitude of we're just going to do the best we can with what we have. And that's worked well for Pella Christian through the years, but it was usually borrowing somebody else's field and not always playing the same place. Your home games were sometimes in one place, sometimes in another place.
Baseball is more than a sport at Pella Christian. It's a valuable teaching tool that impacts the development of young men in the community.
When I played, we'd play over at the community field, and there'd be huge crowds there at nights watching you play. And now we don't have that. And I think that's something that the kids miss. I think that's something that our school community misses.
We want these kids to learn that everything that they're doing, and it doesn't apply to baseball specifically, but I think the biggest thing is that whatever they're doing, they've been blessed with certain talents and gifts. And for them to use those talents and gifts is a way for them to praise God.
Pella Christian High has a chance to influence young people in sports, and in particular baseball, more than any other way. I mean, it's just a great place to grow as a young man.
Sometimes the lessons that those young people learn in those other extracurricular areas are just as important, if not sometimes more important.
Athletics was really an influential thing in my life. And so if we can offer that to more kids, where they gain that self-confidence through athletics, and also I think they have to recognize they're honoring God by doing that, but it's that growing experience that helps them become better adults.
Baseball is definitely a game of teamwork, and you cannot do it alone. When you're pitching out there and a ball's hit, you can't go run to the outfield and catch it. And so I definitely think through when he played and when I'm playing now, it's a lot of teamwork is involved, but then again, it's dedication to yourself to make yourself better.
It really develops, I think, a personal responsibility. It develops that element of I've got to do my part, or I'm not just letting myself down, I'm letting the other folks down. And yet there's the team element of it at the same time.
I've been fortunate. We've been blessed because of the fact that parents care about their kids. They pay tuition to send them here. And yeah, some parents have to sacrifice to do that. And the kids know that. It's just finally a dream that's come true, where we had the land and now the school's being built, and it would just be great to have their own baseball field.
Players are already dreaming about competing on a home field.
Just the thought of a new field, you know, a new home field for PC guys. I mean, we've had state champions here. We've had guys go on to the pros. I would love to see some more, not just PC guys, but more central Iowa guys get the chance to just be better.
You can solidify the picture in those young kids' minds that they can see not only the team, but where that team is playing. They can start to picture themselves playing on that team. And I think that's just a missing ingredient of what we have the chance to have again.
It's exciting for me to know that my son's gonna not only have nice facilities to play on when he gets to high school, but also to just to be part of something as great as the game of baseball.
Sometimes the body wears out, and I don't know if I could throw batting practice anymore, but you know, I don't think your heart or your passion or your feeling ever wears out.